You have to eat the dream. You have to sleep the dream. You have to dream the dream.
What's going on, Strength Team family? Look, we in the kitchen. It's early in the morning, so you know what today is. I'm going to show you my exact diet plan. I'm going to break everything down. I'm going to break it down from the macro standpoint, the micro standpoint, when you should eat it, how many calories, like everything that's involved with dieting and dieting properly. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you how you can build some lean quality muscle without spilling over and just getting fat. This right here is going to make sure that you're going to be as lean and as shredded as possible while you're still in a surplus and you're still gaining size, strength, energy, and just everything that we want. Like this right here is going to put you in a really great position for you to make maximal gains. So I'm going to show you your grocery list and even some other items that you may need just to make your meal prepping a whole lot more easier and effective. Okay guys and ladies out there, here is your grocery list. You're going to need some chicken breast. You're going to need some 93% lean ground beef. You're going to need some eggs. Now I get the free range eggs and they're brown. I just think they're a whole lot better and more, you get more vitamins, everything out of them, but you can get the white eggs if you prefer because they're cheaper, but that's just my preference. Also, you're going to need some egg whites. You're going to need some rice cakes. They have so many different flavors, but these are usually the three that I like the best. You're going to need you some jasmine rice. I have white rice. You're more than welcome to use the brown rice. Then we have red potatoes. You can do sweet potatoes if you'd rather have them. And then for your vegetables, you can get whatever you want. You can get broccoli, cauliflower, anything like that. I'm going chopped spinach. And then you're going to need some almond milk. Then you're going to need some peanut butter. If you'd rather do like macadamia butter or almond butter, that'll still work perfect. And just for a little bit, you don't have to have this, but every now and then we throw a little bit of cheese on our eggs. You're going to need some Kodiak pancakes. I got dark chocolate flavor. And then you're going to need your favorite Pop-Tarts. If you don't want Pop-Tarts, just get something that has a lot of carbs in it and you can use that for your post-workout. Now, as far as storing our food, once we get to that point, there's all kinds of different plastic containers. You have like the wide open ones. These are the ones I usually put like bigger portions of my meals in. Then you have the divided ones. Like I say, they're all great. And then you have these. These are a lot cheaper. You can get these from Walmart. But honestly, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't really care for these. It's like they seem like they don't hold the heat and it seems like they leak a whole lot faster than these. So the Rubbermaid is the ones that I would recommend. You got to get you some food scales. There's a lot of different types of them as well. I've had this one right here for at least 7 years. So honestly, you buy it one time for like 20 bucks. It's going to last you forever. And lastly, water. You can get any brand of water that you prefer, but this is by far my favorite. And no, I'm not endorsed or getting paid by them, but I'm just telling you my favorite stuff. And this is by far my favorite water. It just tastes like nothing. Like a lot of waters taste crazy nowadays, but this is my favorite water. I get it at Food City. This is what you're going to need for meal number one. You're going to need to get your almond milk, and you can see that I have the original and it's unsweetened. You're going to need your egg whites. You're going to need one whole egg. You're going to need your Kodiak pancakes, and then you're going to have your peanut butter. Crack your egg, put that in your bowl, just like that. Then you're going to turn on your scale, and you're going to make sure that you're weighing in grams. Right now it looks like it's in kilograms, so you're going to press your unit. Now it's in fluid ounces. Press your unit again. And now you're in grams. Make sure that it's reading 0. Now you're going to pour 50 grams of your almond milk. If you want it thicker, use less. Now just stir that up. Go ahead and press the tare button. That's going to bring it back to 0. And now you're going to do 53 grams of your Kodiak pancakes. So just weigh out 53 grams. Now just stir it all up. Okay, after about 20 seconds of stirring, this is what we have. Same thing with your egg whites. Go ahead and press the tare button. Make sure it's reading 0 and it's still in grams. And now we have 200 grams of our egg whites. Now go ahead and put your heat on low. So I normally do like 2, so it's a little bit between low and medium. So I normally go on 2. I don't know how your oven is set up, but somewhere on the low setting. Put your skillet on there and let that preheat for about 20-30 seconds. So now I'll take me some non-stick spray. You can use your favorite kind. And I just simply just spray it a little bit. And just because I don't like all that excess on there, I just take my little paper towel and just wipe most of it up. Now and just pour your pancake mix in the center of your skillet. Once you start seeing these little bitty dimples and bubbles, you know that it's pretty much done. So now we're gonna flip it on the other side. Just take your spatula, get up under it, and then you're just gonna flip it. Let's go ahead and take 16 grams of our peanut butter. So go ahead and put your peanut butter on the scale, zero it out so it says 0 grams, and now just get 16 grams out. Now you're not gonna have to cook it long on this side. You pretty much cooked it all the way through when you're just cooking on the other side. So after about a minute, maybe a minute and a half at the most, go ahead and get back under it, and then it's done. So I usually take this meal to work. So I normally put it into my plastic container just like this, kind of make like a little bowl. And then I just take my 16 grams of peanut butter and I put it in here. Then I put the lid on the container and it kind of melts it down. So it acts like a syrup or something, man. It makes those pancakes not taste dry. Now just take your skillet and just kind of rinse it off just in case you got any chocolate. You don't want no chocolate eggs, do you? So I normally just take a little bit of water. I don't even wash it. Just rinse it out. And then I take a paper towel, get all the excess water, and it's ready to go. Put it back on your hot eye. Bring your heat up to just a little bit past medium high. Go ahead and wipe that excess water out. Let it get back to temperature for about 5 or 10 seconds. So again, we're just going to spray it, a little bit of oil, wipe that excess out. Take our 200 grams of liquid egg white. We're going to pour that in the skillet. Now we'll just sprinkle just a little bit of pink Himalayan salt. Nothing major. And this grill seasoning is steak. I just sprinkled just a little bit of this on there. Nothing much at all, just really want it for the taste. Don't go too heavy. It doesn't take long for your egg whites to cook. Now you can scramble these if you want to, but I don't really like that type of consistency. So what I do instead, I kind of like make an omelet. So I just fold the sides in just like this. Bring it all together. Simply like that. You don't have to do it. If you would like to scramble it, that is perfectly fine. I let it sit like this for a little bit. Then I just flip it over. Just like that. Smash it down just a little bit. Since it's the weekends, I just throw me a little bit of cheese. So it's between anywhere 10 and 20 grams. I don't really measure or count this out because, like I say, I only do it on Saturdays and Sundays. It just gives a little bit more taste and more flavor. So I normally just split this in half. But again, I'm only doing that because I want it to fit into my container. And just put it in there like so. And then just put it right there. Take that little burnt cheese off. Throw my lid on. Just like this. And that's how I would take it to work. So here's the recap. We're going to have 3 rice cakes of any flavor that you want. Today I'm going to do the caramel. Then we have 200 grams of liquid egg whites, 10 to 20 grams of spreaded cheese. I only do that on Saturdays and Sundays. And then we have 16 grams of peanut butter with our 53 grams of our Kodiak pancakes and 50 grams of our almond milk. That is meal number 1, and I'll show you the supplements that I take with this meal. Okay, these 3 I take just for health benefits, and honestly, I think everybody should take them. And all it is just a multivitamin. There's 2 doses. I only take 1 dose in the morning and then 1 dose before my workout. I just like it to be in my system longer. And then we have vitamin D3. I think everybody should take this. I think also you should be doubling up on your vitamin C. So I'd recommend that. And this is just for performance. I love this right here. It's by Crazy Muscle. It's called creatine. It's a nice triple blend of 3 different types of creatine. It's 3 pills per day, but I only take 2. I take 1 in the morning and 1 before I work out. This right here is one of the main ingredients in some of your most powerful natural, I like to say natural test boosters. And it's 1200 milligrams if you take 2, but I only take 1 in the morning and that's it. And then I take 1 dose of this, which is a tribulus, and this is another main ingredient into your really good and powerful natural test boosters as well. And this is 2 pills. I take 1 in the morning and then 1 before I work out. And this meal is actually really good too. And I'm gonna show you what I meant about the peanut butter. You go ahead and put that peanut butter in there, and then you got that container. Then you mix it up, so it's kind of like a, I don't know, like a peanut butter drizzling taco burrito pancake. But it just makes it where it's not dry, because you can see the peanut butter is all melted and all gooey, and it just makes it so much easier and it has so much flavor when you eat it. So I guarantee you're gonna love that. Yeah. Okay, now it's time for us to prepare our chicken. Okay, now I'm funny about my chicken, so I normally like trim and get the chicken perfect. I normally cut all of that off, because when you bite into it, it's kind of tough. I take all of the like excessive skin and stuff like that off. So I'll literally trim it. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim all this, and then I'll show you what it looks like after I'm finished. Okay, now the chicken's all trimmed. We got all the excess fat, all the extra skin. We got everything off of it. Now it's just looking great and it's ready to be cooked. I'm gonna take some extra virgin olive oil. Just a tablespoon is all you're gonna need. And just, we're gonna coat down the chicken. We ain't gonna put nothing heavy. It's only gonna be like a tablespoon, and that's plenty. That's gonna make it just come out perfect. And it's gonna make the seasonings we put on it stick better as well. Now you can season your chicken with any type of season you want. But me, I'm going to use some garlic salt. And next I'm going to use paprika. And I know I'm probably saying that wrong, but you can see what it is. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We'll go ahead and just lightly coat the chicken breast with that. And lastly, we have some salt-free Mrs. Dash. And we're going to use the onion and herb. And we're going to do the exact same thing. Then we'll flip the chicken breast over. Go through the same exact method. We'll put our olive oil. Then we put all of our seasonings, and that will be it. This is what it looks like after you get it all seasoned and all coated. So go ahead and make sure that you have your oven preheated to 350 degrees. Now we're going to put this chicken into the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. So just so you don't burn it, go ahead and put your timer on here and just start it off with 20 minutes, and then we will check the internal temperature and go from there. Make sure every time you touch like raw meat or something like that, you're constantly washing your hands between every single time. You don't want to touch your chicken, then touch your oven, then touch your other meat or whatever you're doing. Just anytime you touch that raw meat, go ahead, come over here, wash your hands, get all that off, dry it off, and then continue the process. Okay, now we're going to do our red potatoes. Now I've done cleaned my table off since I had some chicken exposed here, but even though nothing was on here, I still like to take extra precautions. So again, we're going to cut on our scale. So you want it in ounces, and we're going to weigh out 9 or 10 ounces because we're going to cook it up and we're going to use 8 ounces. So I try to get like 9 to 10 ounces, just a rough estimate. We got 5 days of potatoes. They're all weighed out between 8 to 10 ounces. Okay, I just disinfected my whole sink. Got my sink all clean. Now I just put my potatoes in there. Then I'm going to take this veggie wash. You don't have to do this. Again, you can just take your potatoes and just cook them however you want to and eat them, but I just got a couple little steps that I do, and I'm just showing you every step. But again, we're going to take this veggie wash, we're going to spray them down pretty good. Let that sit there for a good about 10 to 15 seconds. And now we're going to take whatever you want to. You can use your hand if you want, just kind of like rough it up, but I usually take me like a little pad or something like this. Then I actually just wash it. Go ahead and wash it real quick. Don't take no time. You don't have to go crazy with it, but just wash it. If there's anything that's on the potato, go ahead and get that off. Now we're going to rinse it. And we're going to put it over here in some water. Just let them soak for a good 10 minutes. We just take all that water off of our red potatoes, drain them. We're just going to cook them in the microwave. Another time when I do another meal prep, I'll actually roast them in the oven, and I'll show you different ways that you can do it. But most of the times, honestly, I just cook them in the microwave because it's convenient. So I'll just put maybe like 7 or 8 in here, depending on the size. If they're way bigger, I'll put like 2 to 3. Then I'll put the microwave on for about 6 minutes. Check and see if they're tender. And then I'll rotate them around, maybe flip them on the other side, and cook them however long they need. Our chicken has been cooking for 25 minutes. Once you have that internal temperature, 165 degrees, that is it. Look at that chicken, guys. That's what I'm saying. When you diet, make sure your food is good. You're going to enjoy eating it. You're going to forget that you're dieting. So let's go ahead and get that out of the oven so it stays juicy. So you're going to take your plastic container, and we're going to go ahead and prep all of the whole week of meal number 2. So go ahead and cut your scale on. And again, always make sure that's reading what you want. Right now, we are wanting to read ounces. So we have it in ounces. So we're going to take our chicken breast, weigh out 5 ounces of chicken, and just cut it. If you don't want to use scissors, you can use a knife. If you want to use your hands, you can be caveman and just tear the chicken. So we're going to take our scale, we're going to zero it out. So now it's weighing nothing. Now we're going to take our potatoes, which basically I showed you in the video. You're going to cook it for 5 to 6 minutes, then rotate them, cook it another 5 to 6 minutes. It should be soft. They shouldn't be mushy, but they shouldn't be hard either. So you want them in the middle. That way they're going to be the right consistency when you eat them. So now we're going to weigh out 8 ounces. Just a little bit over, that'll be fine. So now we're going to zero that out. Now it's 0. Now let's take it to grams. So now we're going to do 25 grams of spinach. You don't have to really be specific with these. If you want 50, you can do 50. So as you can see on my board, I have meal number 2 is 5 ounces of chicken, 8 ounces of your red potatoes, 25 grams of spinach, 3 rice cakes. And what that's going to come to, 49 grams of protein, 79 grams of carbs, 5 grams of fat, 573 total calories. This is meal number 2. Okay, so here's everything broke down for meal number 3. We have 5 ounces of chicken, 250 grams of jasmine rice, that is your cooked weight, and then we have 25 grams of spinach. But again, you can, if you want a little bit more volume, you can go up to 50 grams of spinach. And it's going to be 48 grams of protein, 81 grams of carbs, 5 grams of fat, and it's going to come out to 648 calories. Okay, first, let's go ahead and weigh out our rice. So we're going to put 2 cups in this one. It's going to be 5 cups total, but we're going to do 2 cups, of course, then 2 cups, and then 1 cup because I don't have a measuring cup that will hold 5 cups at one time. Now we're going to go ahead and just rinse off our rice. So go ahead and get you a strainer. You're going to pour about 1.5 cups to, maybe you can get all 2 cups in there. I don't like to put too much because you can't really rinse it thoroughly. Then you're just going to cut you on some room temperature water and just rinse it off. You're going to see all the crazy colors that come off. It won't be clear water. So I normally just rinse it for a good about 10 to 15 seconds or until the water is clear. So now all we got to do is just pour in our water. So for 5 cups of rice, we will need 7.5 cups of water. You don't have to do this, but I always like to just go ahead and just stir it up. Simply just put your bowl into your rice cooker. Put your lid on. Make sure you got it on cook and forget about it. Now we're ready for our beef. So again, we're gonna cut our scales on, make sure that it's weighing in pounds, and we're gonna weigh it in pounds and ounces. So we're gonna weigh out 8 ounces of your 93% lean beef. Boom, perfect. Tear it out so it's reading 0 again. Then we're gonna do another one, 8 ounces. Perfect. And we're gonna do this 5 more times to make sure that we have enough for 5 days. So it's 3 pounds, and then we got 6. So now we're just gonna massage the meat, and then we're gonna make them into some patties and season them up. So you're just gonna take your 8 ounce patty and just kind of like just massage it around, just toss it and turn. I always think about making like a snowball, just like you would do with a snowball. Go ahead and just do that for a couple seconds, get it all compact. Then once it's compact and it's not loose anymore, you can see the difference. You see what I'm saying? So now you're just gonna start just flatten it and making a circle with it. Just like that. And that's how you make a hamburger patty. So we have this like that. And, oh, it's a little hard. Oh. And now we're going to do that the exact same thing with all of these. Now we just want to season them. And like I always tell you, you can use any season you want, but I keep it very simple. Just a little bit of pink Himalayan salt. And you can see what I mean by a little. Just a tad bit, honestly. And then with my favorite seasoning that I pretty much use on everything, sours, or however you pronounce that, and this steak. And this right here is the bomb. I use this on pretty much everything. But again, I still don't go heavy because with this meal, I actually use ketchup and mustard to top it off. So it's already got that flavor. After you season it real good, go ahead and smash it down and smash the seasoning into it. If you really want it to be more enhanced, actually before you even roll it up, go ahead and season your meat and then massage your meat. And then as you're beating your meat out, you can go ahead and, oh wow, that sounds crazy. But anyways, you can do it that way and it's gonna have a whole lot more of the taste. But like I say, with this, I have ketchup and mustard, so it's no big deal. But I still like to smash it into my meat. Now, of course, we'll just flip them all over and we'll do the exact same thing. We'll go ahead and season them, then we'll smash it in, and then they'll be ready to go. If you're using the same pan that you cooked your chicken, of course, you want to go ahead and clean it real good, clean it thoroughly. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and clean this so we can cook our hamburgers in. I live in Tennessee, so it's cold now. So it's like real cold outside, because normally I would just cook everything on the grill. So we've transitioned inside where it's much warmer. So I'm going to clean this and I'll be right back. Okay, you got your oven preheated to 375 degrees. Now we're going to put our hamburgers into the oven. Now, depending on how you like it, because some people might eat their hamburgers rare or medium rare or well done, I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes and then we will check it. Okay, so what I did is it was 10 minutes, wasn't done, so it'd probably been about medium. I wanted a little bit more cooked, so I went another 5 minutes. So that's what we have. So we should be ready. 15 minutes. Look how juicy them burgers are, guys. That's what you want. I mean, that is like just crazy juicy. Yes. I just get me like a plate with the paper towel, and then I just get the excess juice off. Just like that. Perfect. Let those burgers just kind of just get some of that excess juice off, and they'll be perfect, guys. Now this is meal number 4. So what we got, we have 6 ounces of our 93% ground beef, so a hamburger patty. So we're going to weigh out 6 ounces. We'll go ahead and zero that out. Now we'll go over here and get another 250 grams of rice. So we'll come over here into our rice bowl. Go ahead and get that out. Just like that. 250 grams of jasmine rice. We'll zero that out on the scales. Now we'll get our 25 grams of spinach. Get the 25 grams of spinach. Just like that. Okay, now we're ready for the gym. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take 1 pill of the creatine, which is the blend of the 3 different types of creatine, 30 minutes before we go into the gym. And then we're going to take 1 pill of the tribulus 30 minutes before the gym. Now we're going to mix this up and we're going to drink this while we're working out. We're going to take 9 grams of the amino acids. You can get any flavor you like. Of course, you know I like grape. And then we're going to take 3 grams of the L-citrulline. We're going to mix that together and we're going to drink on that probably with about 12 ounces of water during our workout. And normally when I go to the gym real late, this will be my post-workout meal. And all it's going to be is just 5 ounces of chicken. So I'll just go over here and I'll cut out 5 ounces of chicken. And then we have 2 packs of Pop-Tarts. I know you're all thinking, this man's eating Pop-Tarts. This is only on the days that I work out. And it is the post-workout. Now to break down meal number 5, it's going to be 5 ounces of chicken, 2 packs of Pop-Tarts. You're going to have 48 grams of protein, 152 grams of carbs, 25 grams of fat, and it's going to come out to 1,038 total calories. Now, for the entire day, we had 233 grams of protein, 459 grams of carbs, 64 grams of fat, 3,549 total calories. So now I just take all of my food that's already in the containers. They're sealed. Make sure they're sealed tight. You don't want no air to get in there. Now you're just going to place them all in your refrigerator. So it's going to be meal number 2, meal number 3, meal number 4, and of course after your workout you'll have your meal number 5. And that's it. Listen, this diet is great for everybody. The only thing that you may have to do is just do a little bit of adjusting. So an example, if you weigh like 135 pounds, of course 3,500 calories is probably going to be too much for you. Now don't get me wrong, it's going to help you to gain weight, but at the same time it's going to be too much weight too fast. So of course you want to spill over, and what that's going to do is make you start getting a lot of unnecessary wanted fat. And the same exact thing, if you weigh like 260 pounds or something like that, this is not going to be enough. So go ahead and get like MyFitnessPal or your favorite macro tracking app on your phone or your computer, and go ahead and download that. And what you're going to do with that, now all you got to do is just put in your current weight, then your goal weight, use the foods that I'm showing you, and just make the numbers add up, and I promise you it is as simple as that. Now as far as cardio, we're only going to do cardio like 3 times a week. You do not have to do that. I'm just trying to do this to keep my metabolism just burning as fast and as efficient as it possibly can, and also it's just going to help to aid off just a little bit of fat since we are eating 3,500 total calories. Now it's nothing fancy. It's just going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm going to do 20 minutes on the Stairmaster. Nothing crazy intense. 50 to 60 steps per minute. And as far as your water, I want you to drink at least a half an ounce for every pound that you weigh. So an example, if you weigh 200 pounds, drink at least, and I'm telling you, at least 100 fluid ounces every single day. Now, I know a lot of y'all are going to be like, what do you do for cheat meals? I do. I'm going to start showing y'all. I have cheat meals. I have cheat meals maybe once a week, sometimes once every other week. Sometimes it may be like 2 or 3 times a week. It just depends on how I feel and just what's going on in my life and what my family's doing. But I want you to think of this instead of just lean bulking. I want you to think of this as lean building, because when you think of bulking, you're thinking about pigging out. Trust me, I know I've done this for years and years. So I think, oh man, I'm bulking. It's okay. I can go over here and eat all the buffets I want, all the ice cream I want, all the cereal I want. It's not that. We are building. So instead of you worrying about just trying to get as big as you possibly can, think about only growing the muscle. Think about getting wider shoulders. Think about getting a bigger chest, just a thicker back, bigger legs, and keeping your waist the same size throughout the entire process. You know what I mean? That way, by the time you diet down and you're going to be huge and just got wide shoulders and just got that nice frame, you don't have a lot of fat on you. So it's going to be real easy just to tighten that midsection up that much more, make your muscles pop out where you're getting lean. Listen, it's going to make the whole process of just getting shredded so much easier, and that's why I'm making this video. But like I say in every single video, make sure you like this video, make sure you share this video. I just had the hiccups, but at the end of the day, make sure you keep getting, I got the hiccups, gains.
You have to eat the dream.